Her alarm goes off and she gets up to watch the morning news. Doesn't work no more but tells a lot of stories about her youth. Drinks more lately, ain't got pills in many different colors too. Morning light is showing, she moves the chair to look out at her view. But her shop was built right across the street, and it stands by the sunrise used to be. In the afternoons on the couch to read, goes through old pictures and memories. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so brave and bold. Our heroes have been forgotten. People don't stay the same, you know. I just hope their stories will still be told.
Alright, so hello everyone. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm sorry for the light, and if you can't see me behind the blinds, I will eventually figure out the lighting and the video quality eventually. This is Ezio's ear. He is here. I'm gonna hit a topic today that I probably should have done a long time ago. It's a topic that not a lot of service dog trainers or service dog owners really talk about. Like, it's a talked about topic, but it's not like a big one that we mention all the time. And I feel the need that it's something that needs to be addressed, and it's really important, and it's something that's really important for people considering a service dog for yourself. Yeah, so I'm gonna start this video, and I will warn you, I probably will use a few choice swear words, so you've been warned. I don't think I'll try and use major ones, but again, you've been warned. If I do, I do. Oh well. Click off the video now if you don't want to watch it or hear that language. Alright. Okay, so let's start the video. So as you know, Ezio's covered in drool. As you know, Ezio, he's my service dog in training. In a couple weeks, he'll be 6 months old, and he'll start more serious training. I've kind of just let him be a puppy right now. Yeah, I've cracked down on some training, like walking in a heel and stuff like that, but you know what, I do it loosely. I train him maybe for an hour a day still. Right now I'm just trying to desensitize him rather than train him to do all this stuff. Like, I do have a puppy class every week. It's not a puppy class, but it's an intermediate class. Any class he's going to be taking, I'm going to call it a puppy class, regardless of the training level it's at. He is taking that class, and it's teaching him a lot of things, like distractions and stuff like that, which he did amazing, and I really wish I got that on film. But we're not talking about that today. But yeah, he did good with that. The puppy class is like, yeah, socialization, it's desensitization, but right now I need to work on his desensitization more than anything, because he still has a lot of German Shepherd handlers. Well, I guess any German Shepherd in any sort of job. But specifically, I'm going to tackle the service dogs as German Shepherds. As you guys probably know, they it's a guarding breed, so they're quite a bit more difficult. And they're super smart, but they have their flaws, just like any dog would. But his main flaw right now is barking and insecurity. So he's not like terrified of the world. He's not cowering and running away from everything. He's still just a baby still, so he's still figuring things out. Zayla is a nervous dog, so I don't walk them together unless it's like a day off in the forest where no one else is gonna be. So yeah, So saying that, that's what I'm focusing on with his training, and because German Shepherds are not recommended as a service dog, at least a psychiatric service dog at that, here's the things that can happen. And this is our subject I'm going to tackle today, is not every service dog is going to become a service dog. And that's okay. It's just something everyone needs to realize. This is my first service dog. This is the first service dog I've trained. I've done training in my past with my Rottweilers, but nothing to the extent of a service dog. Like, yes, before I even really knew about service dogs, I did train my Rottweiler to do many things that a service dog would have done. He would have been an amazing service dog. Unfortunately, by the time I needed a service dog, he was just way too old. And unfortunately. But if I had him today, he would have been my service dog for sure. He was amazing. And I surely hope that Ezio lives up to him. But saying that, again, I am a very difficult person, as some of you who know me might know. I'm a stubborn person. I like to challenge myself, even though it probably doesn't seem like I like challenges too much. I like to challenge myself with difficult breeds. Not to say that a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler are difficult breeds. My Husky Mute, absolutely, they're a difficult breed. Northern breeds have a tendency to go, hey, screw you, I'm gonna do what I want, when I want, because I want to. I don't have to listen. So yeah, Zayla is like that. I was training her to be my service dog because she had potential, but again, she was 4 years old. She's 5 now. Well, she's 5. She's been 5 for a while, so it's kind of, yeah, by the time I'm done training her, I'd be looking for a prospect. So, and plus she just wasn't cut out to be a service dog. She's more of an emotional support dog, if I would say. But going back to the difficult breeds, so German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Huskies definitely. There's a bunch of other breeds too, like Malinois and stuff like that. Any dog that you wouldn't usually see as a service dog. Don't get me wrong, there's many German Shepherd service dogs out there. They were the first ever guide dog, so they are really good at their job. But I'm saying all these breeds because a lot of people, like I mentioned earlier, don't recommend these breeds as a service dog, and it's totally understandable because of their natural instincts. So I knew what I was getting into the moment I picked my service dog. But it can happen to anyone who owns one of the Fab Four, which is the Fab Four are the Poodle, the Labrador, the Golden Retriever, and the Rough Collie. Those are the Fab Four dogs, and the most likely to graduate into a service dog and become a service dog. So these breeds, they're, like I said, they're more common to graduate. I was considering a Golden Retriever, maybe, but in another way, it would have to be a really large Golden Retriever to do mobility. I mean, I don't have heavy mobility, so maybe it would work out, but the Golden Retriever would have to be a pretty decent size. So as much as Ezio if he graduates and becomes a service dog, my next prospect would probably be either a golden retriever or a Rottweiler. The Rottweiler, I can't speak and say the name, but the Rottweiler is my absolute favorite breed. I know that now. I've always said the Rottweiler was my breed of choice, and now I definitely know it is. I've dabbled in the Husky, and I've dabbled in a German Shepherd. So yeah, I know that the Rottweilers are my breed. So I would probably go back to another Rottweiler. Not to say I wouldn't go back to a German Shepherd. We'll see how Ezio turns out. He's still a baby, so I could be talking through my butt right now. And Ezio could totally wow me. And no, I'm not saying he's a failure. And no, I'm not saying, oh, he's gonna fail. He's not gonna become a service dog, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just talking about my prospect choices. And as much as everyone would tell me to go away from a Rottweiler, I know them up and down, and I know their mentality, and they want nothing to do but please you. They are the most loyal breed I have ever owned. Don't get me wrong, my dogs are loyal. Ezio's still a baby. He's very loyal already. But the devotion that my Rottweiler gave me was incredible. But anyway, going back to this subject of not every dog that is being trained to be a service dog is supposed to be a service dog. I'm not saying supposed to be, I'm just meaning they fail. They can fail. I fail, they fail, we all fail at things. It's just something we need to all recognize, and especially for those who are looking into getting a service dog for themselves. I have many people come up to me and ask about service dogs. How do I get one? How do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. And, oh, you can owner train them. And yeah, it's a lot of work, and that's what people don't understand. Like I mentioned in my last video I did with the rude lady who would not let me finish a sentence, I would have happily explained to her all of what it takes to train your service dog and everything. But she refused to let me speak, so it was pointless. But I would have probably told her that as much as you have a Labrador or whatever, and he's 1 year old and you want to train him, it doesn't matter how well trained the dog is or how amazing the temperament is and how great he is. They can, in like seconds, they can turn into a dog that's not cut out to be a service dog, and that's okay. That's totally okay. Because there's so many things that they gotta do, and it's a lot of demanding work for them, and it's just something we need to realize that, and I realize that Ezio might not even pass through his test, and he might not become a service dog, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna move on with my life and figure out something else. I'll figure it out. But it's something that it's a very important topic that needs to be talked about more often. Your service dog in training can fail, flunk. The best, like the bravest thing you can do is realize that you have a dog that was your prospect, but now you have to realize that you have to wash the dog. And washing does not mean scrubbing it and bathing it. Washing means it no longer works as a service dog. It's washed out. So it's something we need to recognize, definitely, especially with a difficult breed. Like, I'm definitely having my struggles with him now, especially since he's turning into a hormonal teenager. Yes, yes, you are. So, yeah, it's just something that you all need to realize is potentially going into training your own service dog, getting a prospect, and all that fun stuff. Yes, hello, baby. Yeah, so the struggles that I have, especially with this breed, they're there, and they need to be recognized, and you need to realize when to stop and when to say, hey, this isn't working out, this is just stressing my dog out, it's stressing me out, he's not cut out for this work, he doesn't enjoy it, I need to stop and think about this. And that's not what I'm doing at all. Ezio enjoys his work, he really, really does. He's very in tune to working. Again, he's just a baby, so right now he's full of energy and he wants to play, and he doesn't really understand the difference between work and play at the moment. But he'll figure it out. Like I said, I'm waiting till he's at least 6 to 8 months old. I'm gonna start training him harder at 6 months old, and if it's stressing him out, I'll stop training him harder, and I will probably just wait till he's about 8 months old and a little more of a mature brain, because I know he's gonna... Did you want to go in the spotlight there, buddy? Because I know he's got a little baby brain right now, and especially his hormonal brain. Yeah, you have a hormonal brain. But, he's definitely testing the waters right now. He's definitely being a little bit of a butt. And he's, what are you doing? But, he's a ham. But it's something to realize that he is a herding breed. And they've got those instincts. So I might just be rambling on right now, but another reason why your dog would need to be washed out or washed out or fail as a service dog, one of those potential reasons would be an attack. A lot of them happen in the US, more than I can see here as far as I'm concerned, but I don't really know. I know it happens in the US a lot, where service dogs get attacked by fake service dogs, and that just traumatizes their dog forever, and they never come back out the same. So then the team is ruined and the dog is retired. Don't step on the computer. So, okay. But, what are you doing? I feel like you're gonna knock that over. Okay. Yes, you're gonna be a good service dog. Yes, you're gonna be a good service dog. So, yes, do you want to pass? Okay, but, so I do think it takes a lot of consideration to get a service dog. Think about the training, think about the what can happen. So the cons of getting a service dog, I'll kind of hit that a little bit in this, since I can't really sputter much about what the topic I'm trying to talk about. So the cons about getting a service dog would definitely be the attention you get. So, dude, you were like the loudest breather in the world. But, so the cons would definitely be the attention you get. You get a lot of rude people coming up to you. You get a lot of people asking you about your disability, why you need the dog. You look fine. I wish I could bring my dog around. Or you'll hear the famous dead dog stories. Yeah, that's probably the number one thing if you're getting a psychiatric dog and you don't want to deal with the public. That would probably be one thing. And why are you... Stop. Hey. Hi. I'm trying to make a video. I'm trying to make a video. Let's see his head. I'm trying to make a video, Ezio. I'm trying to make a video. Yeah. I'm trying to make a video. All about you. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Dramatic. Alright. Anyway, so the second con would probably be, like, the dedication and the emotional toll this takes on you to train a service dog. You gotta find the noisiest things when I make a video every time. But it's definitely, like, it's an emotional roller coaster if you're already struggling. It might be a distraction, yeah, but it's definitely an emotional struggle when you're training your service dog. It gets very emotional, especially when you have your you have your bad days and they have their bad days, and then it just escalates after that. So, yeah, and the fact that it really takes a toll on the emotional when you think about the fact that, oh, you might have to wash your dog, oh, it might not make it as a service dog. I have that in my head almost every day, and no, I'm not gonna say he's gonna fail and blah 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 blah, but yeah, it bangs in the back of your head saying, hey, this is a possibility. So that's something to take into consideration before getting a service dog. The third thing would be probably access issues for certain people, or most people at that. A lot of people don't understand what a service dog is, or what their job is, or why you need the dog at all. So it's usually a big argument with some people who just don't understand or care to learn. So that's something else to consider. But I can't really think of any cons right now. I didn't write anything down. I usually just pop on the camera and start blah 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 blah. So, so the pros of getting a service dog are, like, probably outweigh the cons. The third thing, fourth thing, or whatever you want to call it, what number you want to call it, because I don't know if the access issues is really part of the cons of it. Yeah, I guess it is. But the fourth thing that I would definitely throw into consideration is the cost of a service dog. Yes, dogs cost a lot in general, just as a pet, but depending on where you are in the world, it's a lot of money for the training, the food, the vet bills, the dog itself from a breeder or wherever you get it. You gotta think about, like, the equipment, especially. Like, the equipment is super expensive. Like, don't get me wrong, I owned horses. I know what super expensive equipment is. It's not nearly as much as some of the stuff. Well, you know what? No, I'd be lying. Some stuff is about as much as horse tack would be. Yeah, it's just something to really consider. And you gotta... Another thing you gotta do is time. You gotta be devoted to putting time into the service dog. You can't just grab a dog, say, hey, this is my service dog, throw a vest on it, and take it in public with you. It's not something that happens overnight. Like Ezio, he's gonna take 2 to 3 years for me to train. especially since I can't neuter him until he's at least 18 months old, or he's 2, because that's the safety area of neutering a large breed dog without having major complications later in life, like hip dysplasia, which could happen regardless of whether he's neutered or not because of the breed type he is. He is a German Shepherd. But neutering way too early, like some shelters do, where they get dogs and neuter them right away, they have so many freaking health issues. I understand the population control and stuff like that. I get that. But, like, they don't realize how much they're doing by shortening the dog's life. Neutering and spaying way too early is not a good thing. For a German Shepherd, it's around 18 months to 2 years old to neuter them, to be in the safety zone for less health hazards. In BC, he does have to be neutered to become a service dog. In the US, I don't believe that's a thing. But I'm not gonna get into the neutering thing. I'm not a vet, so whatever. So those are just some things you gotta think about. But back to the subject of not every dog that's training to become a service dog is going to become a service dog. It's disappointing to think about. Hi. It's really disappointing to think about something that could possibly happen like that, but it's just something that's possible, and I can't throw it out the window and say, oh, he's going to be a perfect dog, oh, he's going to become this most wonderful service dog, and he's never going to fail. Which isn't true at all. So he could fail, he could flunk out as a service dog, he can't, it's not there. So especially people with breeds that they choose that are super difficult. Okay, you're gonna step on the computer. So these breeds are super difficult. They're not super difficult. I know I say a lot of words, but I guess I'm covering my ass here, but they're more of a difficult breed because the guarding, they feed off of your nerves and react and whatever, and they want to protect you. They're a protection breed, so that's in their instincts. It's natural for them to protect you. That's not something that's trying to think of a word here. It's not something that's wanted in a service dog. And it's often something that'll flunk out a service dog. So that's the main reason Zayla wouldn't become a service dog, is she's aggressive with other dogs. She's not aggressive with people, so to say. She's a nervous dog. She does handle the outside world a lot better than Ezio at the moment because he's still a baby. But, that's the main reason why she couldn't become a service dog. She was super smart. She wanted to do things, but she had a very what's in it for me kind of attitude. That's another thing that kind of flunked her out, is she wouldn't perform unless I had treats for her. So that's another thing I'm trying to deal with. It's just something that it's a lot to think about. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. It's a lot to think about. I couldn't imagine washing him out, but at the same time, I can imagine washing him out because I understand, and it's a public safety thing. It's not like here we have to test our dogs and take a $200 test and get a certification. Other places, no, not so much, like the US. I don't think they have to do a public access test. So they say whenever their service dog is ready to become a service dog, they say. And it's your job to be the responsible person saying, hey, my dog isn't cut out to be a service dog. I should stop taking him in public and stop endangering everyone else. And just realize that I need to be responsible and wash my dog out. Yes, it's sad and it's depressing and it's not something you ever wanted to see happen, especially if your dog has been there for you for years and all of a sudden you have to wash him out because of an accident or something or an attack. So, okay, I gotta film these two. I don't know what they're doing. What are you doing? Alright, you guys are goofs. Alright, so I'm probably gonna wrap up this video pretty quick since I'm just yammering on and not really saying much. But all I'm gonna say is, again, I'm not gonna say Ezio is fully gonna pass his test. He's gonna become a full-on service dog. I'm very hopeful, and I think he will become a service dog. I have no doubts in that. He's got the right mind to do it. And he's very loyal. So, yeah. I'm gonna quickly wrap up this video and finish it because these two crazy butts have decided to go, hey, I'm gonna play. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say not every dog is supposed to become a service dog. Not every dog that was picked to become a service dog becomes a service dog. No matter whether you have the Fab 4 breeds or the difficult breed, such as a Husky, German Shepherd, Rottweiler, whatever. So yeah, if you have a difficult breed, good for you, kudos to you, and I'm proud of you. I hope I can do it with my dog. Settle down. Stop bugging her. And Ezio's taking hard lessons from her. Hi, baby. Zayla has to get her say in before we go. Don't bug her. Okay. Alright. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and I might do a part 2 to this if I can think of more things to talk about. Yeah, if you have anything you want to add or would like me to add, throw comments down and let me know. I'll try and do another video about it, or I'll try and talk more about this subject. It's a very important subject that really needs to be talked about. And if anyone else has like a story that they'd like to talk about, or their dog that flunked out and is at an in-home service dog, feel free to share your story and motivate. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna say bye. What do you say bye? Can you wave? Can you wave, Sam? Can you wave? Good girl. Okay. Bye.